Do you think society is extremely superficial and materialistic nowadays? Very. For example, people wanting the most expensive cell phone, gadget, but you know, people have always been like that. Materialistic and superficial. The masses are asses. Says L7, one of my favorite grunge bands. Yeah, the society has always been like that, man. But nowadays it seems to be more because there's more materials out there to gather. Yeah, very materialistic nowadays. Have you played Xanadu Next? I know it's an old action RPG. It came out for PC and for... Did it come out on the Nokia thingy, right? For a portable system? I haven't played it. I know, I've heard some good things about it. Callisto Protocol is a Dead Space follow-up. Oh, a Dead Space clone. Gotcha. Okay. Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS5 is flipping expensive. Yes, it is. They integrate... Is it called the integrate or whatever? The one with all the DLCs? Yeah, I've seen it. It's kind of rare. It's like $100 and something, man. I'm sticking with the PS4 vanilla version. I don't need any other version of that game. I've always found human behavior fascinating when people want to wear logo clothes. It's just sheer desperation to appear unique or stand out. Yep, pretty much. Couldn't agree more, man. That's the reality of people in every generation, not just nowadays. You know, it's been happening since the medieval era. But I think it became a real trend during the 18th century. The Renaissance. It was all about the clothes, about the designers, the appearance, and it's been that way since then. Society has always been like that, more about appearances than anything. People is materialistic. Play Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. Oh, they do criticize a lot in that game about that, you're right, but not much. Like, wait a second, what are you talking about, man? Oh, you deleted the message? No opinion on Starfield. I don't give a shit about the super big AAA games. I couldn't care less, man. The closest I can get to caring about a AAA game like that is Final Fantasy. What system of Trails into Reverie would I get? What? I don't know, maybe get the PS5 version? I got the PS4 version digital. L7, I didn't know of it. I like it almost as good as Slipknot. Okay. Completely different bands and different genres, man. It's like comparing Nirvana to Metallica. Nirvana almost as good as Metallica? That was a weird comparison, man. But okay. Do you like the Mega Man X games? Nah, I'm not really a Mega Man fan. I think I've come to the realization that even though I grew up with Mega Man, I played a lot of Mega Man games in my day, and I played some of its RPGs, Battle Network, Command Mission, Legends. I think I stopped caring about Mega Man a long time ago. Last questions, guys. And last donations. I can wear the hat again if you want it. Is there any retro RPG you're looking to get in the future? I really wanted the Vita version of Odin Sphere Lifters here. Oh, no, I quit retro collecting, man. I'm done. It's too expensive. It's not fun to anymore. I don't want to feed the scalpers. I'm done with retro collecting, man. I am only collecting currently and barely modern games. And that's it. Retro, I quit. I gave up. Have you tried the PSVR? Yeah, a couple of times, but I get motion sickness. Right away. Depends on the game. But if the game is in first person, I get motion sickness in like 10 minutes. I can't stand it. Do you feel like these every week streams are doing well? Yeah! And they're also giving me a shit ton of material to upload to my second channel. And I'm getting a few bucks, for every stream. Today was kind of bad at donations, but I got a shit ton of members, thanks to Mr. Stump. And, well, you know me, the main reason why I do these streams is because I want to hang out with you guys. I used to hang out a lot on the comment section many, many years ago, but it got bombarded by trolls and haters and easily offended people, and I got sick of it. And this is my place to hang out with you, with my fans, with the viewers, to answer your questions, to create discussions, have a good time for a couple of hours. So yeah, I thought every week was going to be tiresome at first, but it isn't. It's been a blast. Maybe in the long run, it'll become repetitive and tiresome for me or maybe for you guys, but so far, it's been a blast. You need to get a different fan. Always that joke about my fan. It's my PlayStation 5 fan. Tales of Arise versus the Star Ocean, the Divine Force. Man, I did the top 10 best modern JRPGs so far. And, thank you, Jum Yum. I don't know what's for lunch yet. I think I remember Star Ocean was higher than Tales of Arise in the top 10. I don't know, man, they're both fantastic games, and I think I'm gonna have to pick Star Ocean this time, but Arise is a really, really close second. I really like it. Yeah. Welcome, ZelFK. Is that Cell because of Cell from Final Fantasy VIII? Yeah, I don't know, man, that's a really solid tie between Star Ocean 6 and Tales of Arise. But I'm gonna have to stay with Star Ocean 6 this time. I think I liked it a little bit more. Right? Do you know Fujita-san? He's the biggest Famicom collector in Japan. Never heard of him. Do you like the band Minor Threat? I've never listened to it. My favorite Erick videos are the podcast. You mean the podcast in Patreon? or these streams, which are basically, in a sense, a podcast. But these streams are more about the interaction between you guys and me. Podcast is just people talking, the entire podcast. Like my podcast, in Patreon. Yeah. I thought about making a public podcast, a free podcast for everybody, but I have these Q&As every week, and I feel like if I did a podcast and went live like this, it will make either or both repetitive, and yeah, the content will feel like it's changing drastically. So I don't know, man. Yeah, but if you mean these Q&As, I call the Q&A a podcast. There you go. And there, yeah, I love doing this podcast too. What's your gaming schedule looking like for the next few months? Weird question. Why would you care about that? I don't know, man. I always play every morning. I always play something during breakfast, and sometimes I play during the night. But during the rest of the day, like between breakfast and after dinner, I rarely play video games, because I'm working on something. I work, or I watch some TV, some shows, some YouTube, some whatever, but I don't think I'm gonna change my gaming schedule, It usually changes when I get a really addictive game and I'm playing it like 4 or 5 hours every day on multiple, with a few breaks in between. Oh, you meant what games you have lined up? I don't know, man. I'm still playing a bunch of demos on the PS5. I'm waiting to see if I get a review code for Cry Machina. So if I get it, that's what I'm gonna play. I kind of want to go back to Sankey Zero, but I always struggle going back to that game because it's a first-person dungeon crawler, and I'm not really a fan of those. But I know Sankey Zero is one of those really unique games, but I've been playing that game for 4 years. Can you believe that? I always played it for like a few hours and then I quit and wait months or years and go back to it, and man, I don't know, man. It's probably gonna take me forever to finish that game. Finished questions and start live gaming. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. Have you played Legacy of Goku 2 yet? No. I will at some point. I promise. You mentioned Record of Grand Crest War PS4. What other only in Japan RPGs on PS4 games? There's a lot of them, but RPGs not too many. I think there might be just like 3 or 4. We are currently living in a generation of gaming where we're actually getting most games from Japan, whereas in the 90s or early 2000s we were only getting about half of them, or not even half of them, right? And nowadays we get most of them. It's impressive, right? Impressive, man. Hey, my Xenosaga question. My Xenosaga Trilogy Remaster question of every Q&A. The mandatory Xenosaga Remaster question of every Q&A. Every Q&A, man. Do you think we will ever see a Xenosaga Remaster? Yeah. Fans are going to keep putting a lot of pressure and bitching to Bandai Namco until they do. It's never gonna end. They have to make it at some point. We will never shut up, Bandai Namco. You need to remaster Xenosaga. Even if it takes us years to convince you, we will at some point. Even when the PlayStation 8 comes out and we're all fucking 60 years old, it's gonna have to happen. We will never stop, Bandai Namco. Shadow Hearts Remaster, that's something I don't see happening. Unless... You know how Eiyuden Chronicle, the Kickstarter, was pretty successful? And Konami, who didn't give a fucking fuck about Suikoden, all of a sudden saw that success and said, we need to compete somehow, so... Hey everybody, here's remasters of Suikoden 1 and 2! So maybe Sony will do the same with Shadow Hearts. If Penny Blood, which is basically the spiritual successor to Shadow Hearts, I mean, the Kickstarter was successful. If the game is successful enough, maybe Sony will be like, how about Shadow Hearts Trilogy Remaster? Buy it, everybody. And it'll be released around the same time as Penny Blood, just like Suikoden. Mysteriously trying to delay their releases until Eiyuden releases. Well, Eiyuden Chronicle finally has a release date, April 24, I think, next year. Who knows what'll happen with fucking Konami. Fucking Konami. And yes, I was the one who really disliked Secret of Evermore. I hated that fucking game. That's it, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for asking your goddamn questions. Thank you for hanging out. And, well, I hope the new members who got the membership for free stay members for a long time.